it. Good morning.
All right. Good morning. You know what time it is?
It's time to get shit done.
It is time to get shit done. Episode 16, Thursday, January 16th, 2025. I guess we start with some positive focus, don't we?
Let's do it. Yeah.
Let's see. I'm not prepared. Are you prepared to do your positive focus?
Yeah, I'm prepared.
What do you got?
So I woke up at 5:30 and went to the Hotworks gym where there's
That's what it's called, Hotworks.
Yeah,
Okay.
and there's these wooden saunas, and it's really freaking hot in there, and you sweat a lot. And we use these rowing machines. That was the first workout we did. And then
So you're working out in a sauna?
Yeah.
That sounds dangerous, dude, but cool. I mean, I would do it, but like it doesn't sound like good for the average person. Okay.
I know, right? Yeah, it's kind of brutal, but it's good. And then there's like a screen on the wall where there's, they're training you. So you have like a trainer on the screen that's leading you through the. Yeah.
Weird.
Yep. And then so that was a 15-minute workout, and then we went into the other sauna where there's these bikes that have these like arm things where you go like that while you're pedaling, and it has like the tension adjustment to make it like harder.
Your arms while you're pedaling. I haven't seen that one before. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
And you're like moving your whole body a lot, and
so you're gonna be sore tomorrow.
Maybe.
Yeah. Probably.
Yep. And that was another 15-minute workout, and then the last one was a regular exercise bike where just the handlebars. And that was another 15 minutes. So yeah, 45-minute workout this morning.
Cool.
On those various machines. And we went yesterday too and did like the asymmetrics. It's kind of like you're holding these poses that like work your core.
Cool.
Yeah. And yeah, so that's my positive focus, is like having that experience and like having that part of my new daily routine. And just getting up super early. I thought it was going to be brutal getting up that early, but yeah, I woke up and it felt not that bad.
Yeah, dude, do it for 3 months. You'll be fine.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. I mean, I got up at 5:30 myself.
Yep.
I did yoga, and well, I'll tell you, I was going to mention this yesterday, but we went for like an hour and a half and it didn't come up. So so I've been doing yoga every day pretty much as one of my two exercise routines, right? For 75 hard. I've been running pretty much every day, and I've been doing yoga pretty much every day for like over 90 days.
Yep.
Okay. And if I don't run, then I go for a very vigorous hike. And really, I've been doing yoga, and I've been getting stronger and stronger at yoga, so I can do harder stuff and hold it longer and things, and simultaneously get more flexible, because I'm like very, very, very tight. Like my body is just like super tense, especially my legs.
Okay.
They always have been. And when I was younger, I didn't need to stretch and I could still go and crush. But now that I'm older, I'm in pain. And so I need to spend the time keeping my body loose. So there's this woman who's been doing yoga online for a decade. Okay. And like I went through, so I have to do a 45-minute class, and I don't like most yoga teachers. Okay. And so what I've been doing is I signed up to a couple of memberships, and I was like, these suck. And so I just go to YouTube and I type in 45-minute yoga, and then I click the unwatched videos. And there's more in there than I'll ever be able to go through in my life. And even if they're all by all different people, various age ranges, various skill levels, various levels of experience. I mean, anybody can make a YouTube video, right? But there's this woman named Adrienne, and she has Yoga with Adrienne. And I think she's in her 30s or something. She must have been doing this for 10 years, dude. She has over 1,000 videos on YouTube. Okay. Wow. All like 45-minute yoga videos for the most part. Recently, she's been doing shorter ones. But like, for over 1,000 days. Now, I don't know that it was 1,000 days in a row, but for over 1,000 days, she created YouTube videos that are like an hour long a piece, full length yoga session. Okay.
Yep.
She did it with non-professional gear. She is recording it in her home. It's a clean room set aside clearly for yoga. But I think it's her home. I assume so. Yep. And she always has her dog with her, who's always getting in the way and like doing silly things, and it's part of the routine. And one thing that I like about what she's doing is she's very personal. Like she says silly, like she makes silly jokes that are like sometimes inappropriate and off center, and like just like a normal human, right? And then she doesn't edit her stuff generally. And so she has 13 million subscribers.
Wow, that's amazing.
Okay. And she has a $15 a month membership program that I don't know what platform she runs it on, but it's called Find What Feels Good, which is like tagline that she would use in her yoga classes. She's like, get in the posture, just move around. You don't have to look exactly like I do or whatever. Just find what feels good in your body. It's like something that she would say. And then she created the Find What Feels Good membership, and it's $15. So many of her videos have millions of views, and she's made a metric shit ton of them. Okay. And she's good at it. And she becomes a better teacher the more videos she does.
Right.
Okay. So she has this low cost membership that she's making all of her videos for. And now what she does is she releases some of the videos from the membership onto the YouTube channel.
Cool.
And so she'll do a series on X or a series on Y or a series on Z inside the membership area and release a few of the modules of that, a few of the individual modules, because they're standalone session. It's a thematic series, but it's a standalone session. And so,
okay, gotcha.
One of the things that she's got is commitment to yoga. Okay. She loves doing yoga, and she's doing basically, I mean, as far as I can tell, she's doing a yoga session every day and recording it, and has been doing so for like a decade or something like this. And she has a low cost membership that she built over time. She was probably working full time when she started doing this, right? And or doing her local, like in-person yoga classes. She lives in Austin. She lives in Texas, or at least that's what she says in her videos. So point being that like YouTube's free. Okay. And what we're doing with the Get Shit Done show is we're showing up every day and we're doing an episode about productivity and getting shit done. Right. And hopefully in the near future, we're going to be interviewing more of our Get Shit Done community members. And by the way, if you are a Get Shit Done community member and you want to be interviewed, you want to have a Get Shit Done intervention on our live stream, say so in the type intervention in the comments below, and shoot me or Eric a private message and let us know you want to get on to do a live Get Shit Done session together in front of the world. And like it'll change your life. Like we'll do some really, really good stuff. So if you're in, let me know, and we'll get you on the episode soon. But like we're creating content about the topic of productivity and getting shit done. Hopefully the way this is all going to move is it's going to be focused on the community. But anyway, my positive focus is I also got up at 5:30 and did yoga. It was awesome, but I've been inspired by the long-term entrepreneurial commitment of this yoga teacher who I stumbled on. And like, she's probably not the best yoga teacher in the world. You know what I mean? But like she's done a really good job of building her community and her connection with her people over a long period of time, and she's committed to it. And so it's a great example of an entrepreneur who's out there who's getting shit done, like making it happen. I have no idea how much money she's making, but it's probably a lot based on, like, I ran the numbers, So highly profitable business as far as I can tell, I think
with a super low ticket offer.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like, at $15 a month, how many people does it take in order to, in order to replace your job income, right? And the answer is I don't know, but I'm going to look it up on my calculator right now. I mean, like, look, if you need $10,000 a month in sales in your business in order to bring home whatever $8,000 a month, then divide that by 15. How many people do you need? You need 666 people. That's not at all ominous. Mark of the beast. So all you have to do is sign your soul over the devil, and you can have your own very successful membership site too. Right? Look at this. So anyway, very interesting, because it's very similar to the way anyone can build a following, build a list, build a community. It's like, start with something you're good at. And this is for all the people in Get Shit Done, as well as all the entrepreneurs that are watching this, or people who are thinking about starting up side hustles. Like, it's actually not that complicated. Step one, don't quit your day job. Okay? If you're not making enough money in order to pay the bills, get a day job. Step one. Step two, do a yoga video every day. Obviously, I don't mean do a yoga video every day. Do a video about your thing. Are you into knot tying? We interviewed a guy for Tellman and Tellman, that internet marketing guy, absolutely awesome. But he's really, really, really into pigeons. He lives in the UK, and he just opened this his quails too, and he just opened a quail egg business. Wow. And like, I have a shirt, a button-up shirt that I have with pigeons on it. Okay, I'm really excited about it. But he's like really into pigeons, and so he started a business around birds. That even though he's an internet marketing guy, and so it's if there's a topic that you really want to build an audience around, and you really love the topic, the market, the niche, the people, the whatever's involved, like, you got two options: build a giant audience and sell stuff to them if you are clear on what you can sell and what they will buy from you, right? Or build a giant audience and monetize it with advertising. Okay, if they won't buy anything from you, but they're great eyeballs for somebody else, who wants to buy ads on whatever platform. And at the end of the day, in order to build a large audience, whether you're building a community on school, whether you're building an email list, whether you're building a YouTube channel, whether you're building a X account, whether you're trying to go after Blue Sky next, whether you're whatever it is, whatever channel it is you're playing on, Instagram, TikTok, blah, 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 blah. It's all the same. Right. Go and create something valuable for your people every day, and do it for the rest of your life. Right. Like, so Eric, we were going to talk a little bit about, about work. We're going to talk a little bit about hard work, smart work, working hard, hardly working, right? So what are your thoughts around this? I mean, it sounds like it's been on your mind.
Yeah. I've just been thinking about, where I'm at in my life currently, which is doing the hard work it takes to get to where I'm aiming for. And really sticking with it. And there's aspects of it that are challenging. Like, I haven't been having as much fun recently as at other points in my life, but I know that I'm, setting myself up for something better in the future. And just sticking with it and doing the hard work that it takes to get there and committing to it.
It sounds a little bit cliche, but like, what you do is you make the work fun.
Okay.
Right.
Sure.
So like, hang out with cool people that you enjoy hanging out with, and like, crank up the music in the background and like do something cool, right? So like, for example, doing a webinar is not that different from throwing a party. Okay. There's a whole bunch of shit you have to do ahead of time. You have to make the place look good, right? You have to invite everybody in advance, right? Hopefully you ask everybody you invite to invite some more people, right? And like, if you're gonna have a barbecue, you got to set up the cooking area, or if you're gonna set up a bar, or if there's gonna be music, or if there's gonna be a dance space and you got to mow the lawn, or all the prep work, and it's all leading up to like a particular moment in time, and then the doors open and everybody floods in, and then like it goes on for a while and then everybody leaves, right? Like, it's exactly the same as a webinar.
I know, totally. I mean, the webinar is probably one of the more fun projects I'm working on currently. I'm having more fun with that than some of the other aspects.
What's dragging you down?
What's dragging me down?
I'm not sure. Something that's not so fun.
I think just being like constantly busy. But yeah, no, the webinar is fun. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I feel like in the past, when I started trying to get myself geared up to make a webinar, I was always, I don't know, I don't think I was ready. And I was always trying to like just reproduce somebody else's webinar. And now I'm at a point where I feel like the information is a lot more internalized and I feel more excited about it. And like, I'm really putting myself into it, which feels good.
Cool. Yeah. So like, off the top of your head, okay? What are the 3 to 5 key points you're going to cover in your webinar? Okay, so actually, before we even do 3 to 5 key points, what's the reason? Like what's the main hook or idea behind the webinar? Like, why would I want to register for the webinar? Why would I want to watch the webinar in the first place? Like, this is for people that are wanting to change their financial situation, wanting to, have the ability to work from home, spend more time around their family, have the ability to travel and take your work with you wherever you go, and take control of your life and do something, bigger and better than you're able to do with your job. Okay, cool. Yep. For some reason, the words liquid gold are popping into my mind. All right. Yep. All right. So what are the top 3 to 5 point, and how long's the webinar going to be? I'm not sure. I'm in the, like, I have the framework built out and I'm making slides now, and I haven't like done a run through of the slides yet. So I'm not sure how long. What are the main big points you're covering in the framework? So first half of the webinar is going to be about the product we're working with, which is the Kangen water ionizers and the benefits of them. A little bit about hydration, different types of water and the properties of the water, and why some water, why some water is not as good as other waters. And then the second half of the video is going to be all about the business model, the compensation plan, the different strategies you can work with to get more leverage and build faster and get higher commissions at a lot more quickly. And then a call to action at the end of, book a call with me to take your next steps. Cool. Yep. Cool. Oh, and I'm going to be stacking some extra bonuses in at the end. Bonuses for what? For fast action takers. Bonuses that if they buy, or bonuses that if they book a call with you? Bonuses that they take action, they book a call, and they enroll into my team by a certain time. They get the bonus mentorship, the bonus video of some of the top leaders sharing the inside secrets on how to crush it. Yeah, so make a list. So this is great. We've already talked about this, but like this is a different application. Make a list of like the top 10 leaders in Kagan that'll return your call.
Okay. Yeah.
And then interview each one of them.
Okay.
On their model for success in Kagan. Okay, on a live stream like this. Could be on a Zoom, but a StreamYard would be better. Okay?
Their model for success.
Like, what's their model for success with Kagan? Like, what's their blueprint that they teach all their people? Like, what is your pure, like, what's your system? Right?
Yep.
Interview each one of them.
Okay.
And now you have a freaking ultra valuable bonus package. They, of course, get a copy of the video. You get all 10.
Right.
And you bonus it together. And that's what you give people as that is a great, like, immediate access bonus. Listen, I interviewed the top 10 people in Kagan right now.
Yeah, no, that's an excellent idea.
Like, if you can, go to the top 10 people in Kagan, period.
Yep.
Okay. And, like, you can use those for all sorts of different things to attract people in the future. But, like, I interviewed the top 10 people in Kagan as of January 2025, and they, for an hour apiece, and they each spilled their complete blueprint for success that works for them, that has worked over the course of their career, and that they teach to all of their top students. The top 10 people shared their best advice, and you get it for free if you sign up before January 31st or whatever. Right?
Yeah, no, that's great.
Okay.
I like that. Yep.
So do you want some feedback?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Okay. You don't have a hook for your webinar.
Okay.
You don't have a central idea. Okay. So just for a minute, just take the whole Kagan thing and throw it out the window just for a second. Okay. Not literally, but like, so first of all, you're riding the line between something, and I feel like maybe I'm urging you to do one thing and Kagan's urging you to do something, and maybe that's the dissidence.
Okay.
Or maybe you're just uncertain. Or maybe it's something else. But I feel that sometimes you're willing to say that it's Kagan, and sometimes you're like trying to not say what it is.
Okay. Yep.
And if you're gonna not say what it is, you need to get really good at building up the mystery and the mystique. Okay, and like making people desperately want to know what the magic thing is. And make that part of your shtick.
Okay.
You never whisper the words or whatever. But on the other hand, if other people in Kagan are like backpedaling about saying what it is, you might have enormous leverage by being the only person who's forthright. Be like, hi, I'm Eric. I sell the world's best water filters and the opportunity to sell the world's best water filters. It's Kagan, and it's the best water you'll ever drink and the best money you'll ever make.
Yeah.
Good thing this is recorded, because that was pretty good. The best water you'll ever drink and the best money you'll ever make. Like, right? But like, if you're straightforward about it, you could almost get like a Kagan shirt, you know what I mean? Like with the logo, and like wear it, and like a Kagan tie and shit, and be Kagan man. I'm just, it's an option. But you, all I'm saying is that if you're gonna keep it a mystery, be more mysterious. And if you're gonna tell people what it is, tell people what it is, and use the brand to the degree that you're allowed to. Use the name of the brand as a way of gaining rapport and trust and recognition, because people have heard of Kagan, and I don't think Kagan has a bad reputation. I think it has a good reputation. That's my vibe.
I mean, there's some viral videos on YouTube that there's this woman that used to be a Kagan distributor, and she was out of compliance, and the company kept, telling her she needed to be in compliance. She was making like some kind of claims that were out of alignment with the company or whatever. Anyway, she lost her distributor license, and she went on to create this YouTube channel to just slander the company.
Yeah,
and
that
the
happens
videos went
sometimes.
somewhat viral. And if people don't know where to look for information, they'll get it there. And just meanwhile, she's pitching some other what?
That's the case with every big success. Like every celebrity has that. Every successful business has that. That's just part of that. Like, haters gonna hate.
Exactly. Right.
Interesting. So okay, so the big thing, Eric, is that you're selling mostly the opportunity, right? Like that's been your experience, and that's what most Kagan distributors have also shared with you, is that most people buy in for the opportunity.
Yep.
And they really like the product.
That's right.
Right. But most people aren't like, holy crap, I need this water ionizer. This is my fountain of youth.
I mean, sometimes you get people like that and they have no intention of building a business with it. But yeah, for the most part, it's people looking for an income stream, and the machine is just kind of the bonus on top.
Income stream.
Yeah.
Stream.
Yeah. And cash flow.
Dude, maybe it's all about the money water puns. Like if we popped in hold on, let me just try this.
Yeah, there's this guy Tariq in our organization higher up in the team, and he has so many of the water puns that he shared there. There's just like a plethora of them. I can't remember them all off the top of my head, but yeah, there's lots of them.
So make me a list of 100 water puns that relate back to money. Use phrases like cash flow and income streams. Okay, this is good. I mean, yeah. So this, the cash flow. Okay, so it's drowning in debt, liquid assets.
Oh yeah, liquid assets. That's a good one.
Tidal wave of wealth. These aren't puns, but they're phrases.
Yep.
Financial floodgate, making waves of wealth, rainy day fund, high tide of profits, sea of savings, river of revenue. Anyway, whatever. We can look at these later. Point being, I would really like if you go and you look at, if you go and you look back at like attraction marketing stuff.
Yep.
Okay. Obviously they're teaching all sorts of network marketers how to, build an online business using direct response. Right. And, one of the things that I'm certain that they're doing is teaching people how to make squeeze pages for their opportunities.
Yep.
Right. And so when you go and look at like one of their templates to build a squeeze page to promote their opportunity, right? Or some of the other options, like, do they usually have headline and bullet points and so on that reveal what the opportunity is, or only talk about like the benefits of the opportunity? Or do you not know?
I'm trying to think. It's been a while since I've looked at any of their front end funnels. I know they use a lot of lead magnets in their funnels. Like they have the 10-day boot camp, where it kind of basically, the boot camp gives the basic framework of attraction marketing, but it doesn't say like give you like the tactical stuff of how to implement it.
But does it tell you what you'll be selling? You see what I'm saying?
Well, okay, no. I mean, that's just to get people into their program, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
I think they're basically probably giving you the benefits of it.
Okay, dude. Well, here's the thing. You're doing a webinar, and that's great. So do it. Either way, just do it. Don't let this part get you stuck. But what I'm saying is, discover the single best, low tech, easy to use, quick to get started way to develop passive revenue streams in 2025. Right? So, but like, yeah, I guess I'm trying to, it's interesting. I'm trying to figure out how to build a opt-in page, which is a webinar registration page for an opportunity without being hypey, right? And I guess you're not going to be running ads to this. You're only going to be one thing you could do is the Path to Prosperity webinar. So like, hi, I'm Eric Oliver. We just formed this group, the Path to Prosperity. We're going to do a webinar where I'm going to share with you my path to prosperity, what I'm doing in 2025 in order to create, passive income streams and recurring income. And if you want to learn about that, come and join me. I wouldn't to discover the most amazing network marketing opportunity I've ever, I personally would probably put network marketing front and center.
Yep.
To attract people that are into network marketing and to repel people who are going to be a pain in the ass about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. You might even, another way of, so what you'll find is, so every time you do a webinar, you're going to want to make a new squeeze page. Okay. Like ultimately, and even if you're just using Zoom at first, or even if the first one, you're just going to pipe it into the group like your other mentors are, you can do that. But generally speaking, when you do a webinar, you want to have a headline, you want to have an opt-in form, you want to get people on your email list, you want to collect phone number if you can. And there are two reasons for that, right? The first reason is because you want them on your list, right? The second reason is because you want them to see the thank you page.
Right.
But you want them to be engaged when they hit the thank you page. Because you know what's going to happen on the thank you page? You're going to get them to book a call.
Right.
Okay. And maybe not on the first webinar. Maybe this will happen down the road. But like after they opt in for your webinar, you're going to have a video and you're going to be like, yo, I'm Eric. What's going on? Thanks for registering for my Path to Prosperity webinar. It's coming up in a few days, and I hope it's going to be awesome. It'll be even better if you're there. So mark it down on your calendar, blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
And if you are looking to fast track your ability to increase your income and grow your wealth, grow your passive income in 2025, then I've got a few spots on my calendar for fast action takers. I only talk with a couple people each day. My calendar books up pretty fast. So if you want to get involved, if you already know me, if you already, blah, 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 you could even at that point, like talk and then introduce Kagan. Like one option is that the video can be any length that you want. And so one way of doing this is by taking your outline for your webinar.
Yep.
Putting it on an index card, propping it up on your laptop in front of you, and then going from your thanks for registering to the webinar into actually giving them a rough draft presentation of the webinar right there.
Okay. Just kind of rundown of the framework of what they're going to see in it.
Yeah. Watch. Let me give you an example. Okay.
Okay, sure.
Triple for entrepreneurs who want to triple their productivity in 2025. Join the Get Shit Done webinar, where we're going to share with you a process that will allow you to get more shit done this year than you did, more shit done in the next 3 months than you did all of last year. Okay? Put in your name, email, and your phone number for a secret upgrade, and I'll see you on the other side. Right? It's on Saturday, January 18th at 7 p.m. So they put in their info, and it's like, hey, It's Tellman. Thanks for registering for the Get Shit Done webinar. It's going to be awesome, right? So I came up with Get Shit Done quite a while ago. Hopefully you entered your cell phone number, because I'm going to send you a link to a hypnosis session called the Get Shit Done session. I'm just going to give it to you for free as a result of you putting in your phone number. So if you didn't, maybe you should do that. In the meantime, I want to share with you. So I have ADD. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I've been doing this stuff a long time. I get very easily distracted. I have a lot more ideas that never get implemented on than I do ideas that get implemented and executed. And both as a solopreneur and as a business owner with many, many employees, I have had challenges with personally getting shit done and getting my teams to get shit done. And so I created this process called Get Shit Done that is not just a time management process, because all the time management processes that are out there, they all work. All the project management processes, they all work. All the software as a service options that are out there, honestly, they all work. But that's not actually the problem. So there are some underlying things that are preventing you from really getting shit done. And I would love to share with you my 9-step process for getting shit done on this webinar. It's going to be absolutely incredible. We're even going to do a live group hypnosis session together that's going to hypnotize you to be more focused, more consistent, more productive, more motivated, and more driven, right? And so you're gonna love it. And if you've never tried hypnosis before, then you're in for a wild ride, because you're about to experience the ability to tap into a whole different part of your brain that may have been completely shut off to you until now. We're going to give you the key to unlock a secret door inside your mind that's going to completely change everything. So look, you don't have to wait for the whole 6-step process. As a matter of fact, I have some spots on my calendar right now. But look, let me just share. If you're in a rush, if you want to know how all this works, I'll just tell you. Okay, so step 1, attitude. You've got to, if you want to get shit done, you've got to focus on having the right attitude, the right mindset going in. What's going on in between your head is the only thing that matters when it comes down to getting shit done. If you don't have your head clear, your head straight, you're done. You're done. So the first thing is mindset. And I'm going to share with you I've been a hypnotist since the year 2000. I'm going to share with you the most amazing mindset tool ever, blah, 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 blah. Again, we're going to do that, blah, blah, blah. Step 2 is accountability, right? So most people, where they are consistent, they have accountability in their life, right? Meaning they're showing up at a specific date, at a specific time to meet a specific someone. Okay. And that someone is also showing up at that date and at that time to meet you. And when that happens, we are successful. We show up, we do what needs to be done way more often, right? What's better? There's only one thing better than having an accountability buddy or an accountability partner, is having an accountability team, a group of people who are counting on you to show up on time, every time, and do what you do best, right? So accountability is a huge piece to getting shit done that most people leave out. Number 3, work parties. Anyway, so you go through the whole thing, right?
Yep.
And then at the end, you say, so, I know that video was a little bit longer than I anticipated, so thanks for sticking with me. If you're in a rush and you've gotten this far, I've shared with you all of the high points of what's involved in the opportunity. I don't know if you shared with them how much it costs or not. Maybe you do that in the webinar, maybe you don't, but just do all that stuff in the thank you video. Right. And then give them a place to book, but have it be a timed button. So it's if you have a 30-minute video, they don't see the button to book the call until minute 20. Right. Okay. Right. But because the thing is that you're never going to have 100% show up rate on any of your webinars. True. But you'll have 100% show up rate on the thank you page after people register for your webinar. Right. Right. So at any rate, there are going to be all sorts of enhancements for future webinars. So I don't want you to get too clogged up with that to move forward right now. But this one needs a hook. Okay, like why do I want to be on this webinar? What makes this webinar any different than the 100 other webinars people are doing today?
Mm-hmm.
When you described that, it was all vague benefits.
Okay.
Way too vague. In my opinion. You could, again, go and look at some of the people in your upline and ask to see their registration pages for their webinars if they'd be willing to share them with you.
Okay.
If they
I'll do that. Yep.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like the idea of using water money puns on the landing page. I don't know if it would actually work or not, but it might. Cool. So when are you doing that webinar?
I haven't picked a date yet. I'm working on it every day, and when it's ready, I know that you're not going to like that answer. But yeah, as soon as I have it all together and I'm ready to go.
Great.
Yeah.
You ready to step that up a notch? No, seriously, dude. The key is schedule it in before you're ready.
Okay. Yep.
That is the key. Okay, to break through that barrier that you've been knocking your head up against for a while.
Yep.
Is like you won't be ready, Eric. There's no such thing.
Right. I guess I just mean like I'm making the slides and I'm putting as much time in per day as I have available to get those done. And in making the slides, it's helping me get really clear on what I'm going to talk about at each step of the webinar. And when I'm done with that process, I'll be very ready. And probably before I'm done with that process, I'll have a more clear idea of a date that I can lock in. Right now, I'm just at the beginning process. I don't know how long it's going to take me. Probably not very long, but
I'm trying to share with you the secret cheat code.
Okay.
That will bypass all the bullshit.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You are falling into an exceptional. You're making progress. It's not like you're not making progress. So don't misunderstand what I'm saying. You're making progress. You're okay. Okay. But you're falling into a very, very, very common trap. And I've seen you fall into it before. And I've seen many people fall into it before.
Okay.
You happen to be falling into it with a webinar. You were falling into it with your group. Many people fall into it when they're trying to create their first product, like their first info product or course.
Yep.
The problem is you don't even know if anybody's going to give a fuck yet. That's why I'm saying you need a hook.
Mm-hmm.
What you don't need is a slideshow in order to promote a webinar. You need a registration page.
Yep.
Not a slideshow. So in order to make a registration page, you need your headline, a couple of bullet points, and an opt-in form. Okay? And a date and a time that you can program it into Zoom. That's what you actually need to start promoting your webinar.
Okay.
You will get the slides done on time. Even if they're not done on time, you can do a live stream.
Sure.
Okay? So what's happening is you're using preparing as a way of procrastinating the part that makes you nervous, which is promoting the webinar and doing the webinar.
Okay.
All right. So you know what? So earlier we were talking. So we didn't even get into this earlier before the show start. Before we went live, I was talking about an insight that I had this morning while getting myself ready for the show, and it was this realization that I had around procrastination or lack of productivity about what's actually to blame. Like, what's the root cause of people not getting shit done? Spinning their wheels, going in circles, shiny object syndrome, procrastination, overwhelm, paralysis by analysis, call it what you will. Lack of action in the direction of one's goals, right?
Yep.
Or lack of action just in the direction of one's life. Like even if you don't have goals, just being present and doing something versus like staying stuck and feeling perpetually stuck and really never making any actual progress, whether it's on your weight, if you're trying to lose weight, but you're just stuck in fat zone, or whether it's on your money, if you're trying to make money, but you're just stuck in poor zone, or whether it's any skill, becoming a banjo player, whatever. The one thing that's actually to blame is lack of commitment, right? It's like if you're committed to doing something, either at a specific date and time, like in the future, or on an ongoing basis, like a one-time event or something that happens continuously. If you're fully committed to doing that, that's like the first thing you're going to think about in the morning. If you're fully committed to doing that, like you're ready to embrace it and go after it with everything you've got, whatever that is. Like however full or empty your tank is, you're going to use what you got to make it happen if you're committed to it.
Yep.
But you can't just say, "Oh, I'm committed to it." Right? Like people say they're in committed relationships all the time and then go out and cheat on somebody. Like that's not commitment. That's saying you're committed, but not being committed. Same is true for your business. Are you committed to building your business and growing your business, or are you screwing around? Are you not committed? And so often people shy away from the commitment because of that hard work, that inevitable hard work piece. Like it's going to be a bunch of hard work. Totally. Like if it's worth committing to, you're going to have to work your ass off. And like, you're going to have to get uncomfortable. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Probably for years, for an extended period of time. And so it's like, we talked about the webinar like a day or two ago, right?
Yep.
And I was like, choose a date. Don't worry about the slides, right? And you see how you still don't have a date and you're working on the slides? That's why. So you're going to have to do it all anyway. You have to still do all the work. So, but like in all seriousness, when do you want to like schedule that webinar for? Like, when do you want to do it?
No later than the end of the month.
That's like, I want to make at least. No later than is the same as I want to make at least. What's the day that you want to do it, dude? What day of the week?
I got to look at my schedule to say that. My schedule's been so chaotic lately.
Okay. What would happen, Eric?
Yeah.
If you started doing a weekly webinar? Oh, right. I want to.
Hey, Elizabeth.
She's urging you to pull the trigger. Yeah. Pull the trigger, Eric. So seriously, what would change if you started doing a weekly webinar?
Well, I'd get in the habit of doing them for one thing. They'd get easier and I'd get better at presenting them. I'd get better at promoting them. All of the things.
All the things.
Yeah.
And you can even do like a free one with Zoom, right? For up to 45 minutes.
Right.
You don't even have to, you don't even have to pay for it.
Right. I think I have a paid Zoom account because sometimes my discovery calls run long. So I have to have a
rock and roll. Yeah. Well, either way, you already have the Zoom account. So
yep, exactly.
I often recommend people that they do a weekly webinar. And then I was reflecting on this while I was driving the other day, as I'm not doing a weekly webinar. So I just to be clear, I'm suggesting that you do something that I should be doing for myself that I'm not right now. So like full transparency. Like I want to do a weekly webinar. I always make more money when I'm doing webinars. My list always builds more when I'm doing webinars. I'm live streaming every day for an hour, which is essentially a webinar. Like what the hell, right? So, but I want to ask you the same thing. So I realize that you haven't done one, but dude, you've done a whole bunch of live streams with zero preparation. And like what we're doing right now for all sakes and purposes is a webinar. Okay. Webinars tend to be a little bit more structured because they're covering like they tend to be a little bit more organized and scripted, but they don't have to be. Right. Like if you know what your pitch is, you can show up and live stream the whole thing and give people a link or a QR code at the end and you're good, you know? But like if you were going to do a weekly webinar, what day and time of the week feels the most resonant for you?
Yeah, that's again, I have to look at my schedule off the top of my head. I can't tell you that.
Dude, look at your schedule after.
Yeah, exactly.
But like, let's say your schedule moves to accommodate.
Okay.
What would be like? I'm asking, what do you feel would be the day of the week and the time of the day that would probably be the best to like get the most people to show up, based on what you think?
Oh, I don't know, maybe Wednesday at noon.
Cool. I don't know if your market is going to be people who are working a 9-to-5 or not.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Right. So maybe in the evening time would be better.
Maybe. And again, you could like try both.
Right.
That would be a great question for you to post as a poll in your new Facebook group.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that.
Hey guys, I'm thinking about doing some webinars. Would you prefer midday, maybe around noon, or in the evening? You know, start simple and then or yeah, whatever. Just do a poll and that'll be helpful. It'll also make them look forward to the webinars coming.
Exactly.
Right. But if you think about the webinar as a weekly live stream on Zoom instead of as a webinar, that might be easier. Number one. It
might be.
But like literally, if you were going to do them on Wednesdays at noon or Wednesdays at 5 or whatever, you go and you slot that in on your calendar and like you got 6 more days to get those slides done. Like you're good. You can can promote it all 6 days starting today, and you can get people registered for that webinar today if you scheduled it in. Right. So don't fall. I know so many people that have fallen into the trap of they decide they're going to create a course. They spend literally or write a book. They spend years creating the course or writing the book. It may or may not ever get done because they want it to be perfect. They want it to be great. And then if they do get it done, they put their like life savings into like promoting it or selling it, only to find out nobody gives a crap. And the idea that they originally started was like resonant in the culture at the time, but like times have changed. You missed the boat, bub. Sorry, took too long. And like they care about it, but nobody else does. It's just not a message that resonates, at least not right now. And like finding a message that resonates with you and with your market is the key. And unless you put out a whole shitload of messages, you're probably not going to find that. Maybe you'll get lucky early on. Cool. Write it as long as you can. But like finding that message, and that's the headline. And when I say the message, it's like the headline and the copy on the registration page is the message.
Okay. Right?
So like if you do a weekly webinar every week, you want it to be a different headline. You're not doing the same webinar every week. Right? Different twist. So I would really encourage you to schedule your webinar first and have everything else happen as a result of that, rather than leaving everything open-ended. It's the get shit done way. this is the way. How does that sit with you?
Yeah, I mean, that I see where you're coming from with that, and yeah, it would prompt me to get it done as opposed to get it perfect. I do feel like I need to be prepared for it. Otherwise, I don't like, I get the concept of getting it done is more important than getting it perfect, but at the same time, I don't want to half-ass it either, and I don't want it to be like this frantic scramble and like stressful. I want to be present with the process and present when I'm delivering it.
My experience is that you'll become present with the process and delivering it after you go through all the stuff that you're afraid of going through, which is the craziness, the franticness, the last minuteness, like the not feeling prepared. Like that's part of the process, dude. You don't get to skip over those parts. Like, because especially in the real world is even once you are prepared, there's all sorts of shit that's going to go sideways that you can't plan for. So you're going to have all that stuff happen anyway, not every time, but like the presence comes from the experience, not from you taking 3 weeks to write the webinar slides.
Yeah, I don't think it'll take me 3 weeks, but
this is just an example though. Like you don't want to fall into this trap in any aspects of your business, right? It's very, very easy. And lots of people do it. So like you ultimately are calling the shots, dude. You're deciding when you're doing this webinar. I'm not. My recommendation, start doing weekly webinars, do it on Wednesdays. I think your market's going to respond better to evenings, but I don't know. And you got 6 days to prepare. And you're going to be live streaming every single one of those days. Like we can take tomorrow and run it as a rough draft if you want to, right? Like or in a few days. Like and if you have questions or you need any help, like please call me. Like I've done thousands of webinars, you know. But in all seriousness, you're going to be nervous anyway. Something's probably going to go wrong anyway. It might get totally fucked up and not get recorded. You might get your internet might go out halfway through. You might leave your comments on and get some like total heckler who like says all the world's worst things about you. Like all these things can happen on a webinar. I know it sounds really nice, right? But like seriously, I recommend for you and everyone else, schedule your webinar and do your best to get it done in the time you have. Highly recommended. Highly recommended. I sense enormous resistance from you.
I mean, I feel excited about it, but I also, I want to get it done. I feel like I'm doing really good work on it. I feel like as I prepare each slide, it's getting me really clear on the things I want to talk about. And it's going to make for a really great webinar that I feel stoked about. Whereas if I bypass that whole thing, I'm just going to be kind of running blind and
hold on. No one's saying bypass that whole thing.
Okay.
I'm saying put up the registration page today so you can promote it while you're working on the slides.
Right. Yeah, I guess what I'm running into is just my days have been so chaotic and busy and have me running in circles all over the place, and I don't know that I'll be able to complete the task at hand if I put a deadline on myself. That's just going to put enormous pressure on myself and take away the joy and the fun of preparing it and make it stressful and lame. You know,
you make good points. Know thyself, dude.
Yep.
But the number of people that I've heard make like the exact same excuses except give different reasons is just like it's never ending. Like the number of people who like avoid the deadline Like what I'm saying is embrace the thing that makes you nervous, dude. That's what I'm saying. Is it like all the other stuff will happen anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You're still going to have to go through the same thinking process. You're still going to have to prepare, but like one thing that a deadline will give you is energy and enthusiasm that no deadline won't give that to you. No urgency, no power. Right. And so it's like, you can even do things like you could do like a Facebook short or reel where you're like, yo, I just worked on slide number 13 and it's a doozy. It's going to be great. I can't wait. Webinars in 6 days. I'm a little bit nervous. You can sign up at the link, you know, in the comments or whatever. Mm-hmm. Right. But like you can promote the webinar by talking about the process that you're going through while you're creating the webinar.
Totally.
So I know you're busy, blah, blah, blah. Do what you're going to do with it. But I would recommend that you just like schedule it for next week and do your best. And then like do a better one the following week and do a better one the following week and do a better, because they'll get better every time.
Right.
You know, that's my recommendation.
Okay.
Cool.
Noted.
And read The Obstacle is the Way in the meantime.
Okay. The obstacle is the way.
That's right. Embrace it. Awesome. You know what, dude? We're just over an hour. So why don't we jump into a little Path of Prosperity commercial break?
Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so we're talking about this webinar that I'm creating and all the aspects of it. I've created this Facebook group, Pure Path to Prosperity, and this is a community space that I've created where we're going to be talking about your pure path to prosperity. And what is that? That is living a life of alignment, doing things in your life that, like being able to be your authentic self and have that lead to a path of prosperity, as opposed to slaving away at some job where you're working at a capped income, trading your time for money. You're away from your home, you're away from your family, you feel out of alignment. This is an opportunity to learn about your path to prosperity through greater alignment. You'll be able to spend more time with your family, more time doing the things you love, more time at home. You can go travel and take this with you and be working towards much greater abundance than you'd be able to create at a capped income working a 9-to-5.
Cool.
And yeah, we're also going to be talking about all kind of other great stuff, you know, like mindset work, getting out of your own way, how to make your first sale, because that's a big blockage for a lot of people of what do I do? You know, not believing in themselves and just like getting out of, you know, removing that obstacle of your brain telling you that you're not good enough and you can't do it, and just going for it. So yeah, pure path to prosperity. Look it up. It's a Facebook group, and I'll see you on the inside.
That's right. And when they're in the group, they're going to hear about the webinar.
That's right. We're going to be talking about the webinar in there.
And the date and the time that it's going to happen?
That's right.
Yes. Pure Path to Prosperity webinar with Eric Oliver, coming very, very soon to a Facebook group near you. You guys should totally join. Eric and I are in a little contest to grow our Facebook groups by the end of the month. I haven't actually looked at mine in the last 24 hours. So, yeah, it'll be really interesting to see what happens. And Eric, like double down on that webinar, man. I like make it happen.
Totally.
One thing that you just said. So out of all the things that you said, there was a lot of good sounding stuff. And the one thing that you said that I think will probably hit the hardest is how to make your first sale. Like you could do a webinar on how to make your first sale, right? In, in network marketing. Or in high ticket sales or whatever. But I would probably say in network marketing, like how to make your first sale. Hi, I'm Eric Oliver, blah, blah, blah. If you're interested in network marketing, I found that one of biggest challenges that people have is making their first sale. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. No matter what you're selling, I'm going to share with you what I know. Yep. Right. And then you teach them how to make their first sale as part of the webinar, but you don't hide the fact that what you sell are Kagan water ionizers.
Exactly.
And they're awesome. Let me tell you about them. And then and the opportunity is even better. Let me tell you about it. You know, like, so that may or may not be the focus of this webinar, but I'm saying, like, how to make your first sale is a headline. It's a title of a webinar. It's something that people will definitely sign up to, and it's very, very clear. Right. Something to consider.
Yeah, no, that's a good thought.
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right, let me see what we got here. Liz is like blowing up our stream.
Oh, cool.
She says, what about stress? The good stress that lets you know you're alive and is a source of motivation. That's right. Awesome, Liz. Liz is a stress expert. Actually, she's one of our students, and she has a big email. Well, no, she's building an email list around stress and helping people with live streams to reduce stress. So pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Yeah, Liz, build a Facebook group. Boom. That's my directive for the day. That's my directive for the day. All right, rock and roll. So Eric, I guess we'll talk more about this in a future video, but the rules of the school games have changed.
Is that right?
Yeah, I knew they were changing, but I saw a video yesterday with the details. So our strategy has changed.
Cool. I'm excited to hear about it.
It's simplified. So, all right, guys. So on that note, if you guys want to join our entrepreneurial cult for productivity, it's the Get Shit Done community on School. You can go to school.com/get-shit-done/about. And when you go there, you're going to get the Get Shit Done session for free. When you sign up, you're going to get the Get Shit Done system for free. You're going to get the upcoming Get Shit Done 101 course. You're going to get the 10K per month session. You're going to get the Overcome Procrastination session and a bunch of other goodies as you level up inside the Get Shit Done community. And I'm very, very, very excited for what's coming next. We're going to have some shifts going on in the community, some upgrades, some enhancements that are coming right around the bend. We talked about them a little bit yesterday. And what we're doing is we are working toward winning the school games with our Get Shit Done community. One of the biggest changes that's happened is that instead of every month, now they're every quarter. So we actually have 3 months.
Is that right? Okay.
Yeah. We have 90 days, and it was 90 days from January 7th. So we're actually right at the beginning, and which actually puts us in the running for this round. So I'm gonna the goal is for Get Shit Done to win the school games right now, first quarter 2025. And so we're going to be talking a little bit more about how we're going to do that together as a community. We'd love to have you as part of it. We train entrepreneurs to get shit done. If you're struggling with procrastination, isolation, you're living in your own little idea bubble and not getting as much stuff done in your existing business or the business that you're launching or starting. If you feel like you need more consistency and more discipline, you're probably right, but you probably need a little bit more fun, enthusiasm, enjoyment, drive, and perhaps even support in your business. So the Get Shit Done system and the community will help you with that if you engage and want to be part of it. So you can go check it out. We have a trial and you get a bunch of cool stuff. So that's our commercial for the day. We're an hour and 9 minutes in. And Eric, do you know what time it is?
It's time to get shit done.
It's time to get shit done. That's right. All right. All right. Something about the little brown hen.
Oh, yeah. An owl got that hen. I don't have her anymore.
Alas.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Have a great day, Eric. Thank you so much. Looking forward to seeing your webinar. All right, guys.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Cool.
All right. I'll see you guys.
Boom.